Hey guys, back again immediately after the first one of these today for our second marquee match of week 6. We're doing post commentary. It's me. You know him, you love him. It's Graham Goose.
Am I live still on Discord to make sure you can see the games?
Yeah, yeah. I
Thank
can see
goodness.
everything.
All right. Then we should be good to go. We just got done with the first set. We got two other titans of the industry right here. Major T, aka Terry, Straight Shade, also known as Charles. Once again, I'll probably use those interchangeably. Now, I think Iron Valiant's no longer on this team, right? He's since traded it off for Rotom Wash, I think.
For another Rotom, Charles is Rotom's strongest warrior. He cannot be deterred.
Obviously, I love Rotom, but when we were getting ready to play the champs, I was very worried about playing Charles both weeks that we did it. I feel like this team in its current form has so much punch and two Pokemon that directly benefit from an Electric Train. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
most Pokemon don't have a way to turn off terrain without wasting it, without some level of risk. I don't know if Uxie gets Psychic Terrain. It feels like a move that it probably gets. I don't know if Grimmsnarl gets Misty Terrain. That doesn't feel like a
Charles
move that it
does.
would get. It does. Okay.
It does actually. Prankster
So
Misty Train is seems really solid here.
yes. Um, I know that it turns off Electric Terrain and that has good long-term value, but it just feels bad having to use a turn to turn off something that they get just for being in the field.
Hmm.
So you're gonna be
Yeah,
on the back foot.
it doesn't seem like it would have a lot of long-term benefits, just because I agree with you about Charles's team. I think it's incredibly strong, kind of in this current iteration. I love that it's like a true hyper offense team in a lot of ways. Like it's got one kind of setup Pokemon that just goes for broke immediately with just one really strong bulky redirectioner. I think it's a very clear sort of archetype and that Charles built here. I know, he hasn't found as much success I think as he wanted with it, but I think it in the team builder it looks fantastic, I think.
Yeah, hyper offense is my favorite way to play the game, even though I think it's the hardest way to play the game. I know I'm biased. The playstyle I like is harder than other playstyles. But it really is just so threatening. If you don't find your footing immediately, you're just gonna lose. I know as with all hyper offense teams, if you make a bad turn, you probably just lose because
Hmm.
Gengar, Iron Valiant, they're not surviving anything. Coco probably has a hit in them. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, these guys are a little bulkier than I've given them credit for. Clefairy for the redirection. Como
With
can take a.
Friend Guard to help out, yeah.
Yeah, Como is no slouch when it comes to the bulk. I know the any fairy move kills him, but we have terrestrialization for that. The world has changed. Terry's team, on the other hand, is really. I don't know. It's pretty balanced, I think. It's got Pokemon that fill all sorts of roles. Uxie is one of those Screamtail Cresselia Pokemon that we just saw. In fact, I would say this is almost entirely budget Cresselia. It's another Mono-Psychic Levitate Mon that does all support.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's the only thing that I feel like Terry's team doesn't represent super well right now is some sort of trick. Actually, no, Uxie's got all that. It's very balanced. It has so many ways it can go. Not Talonflame. Rip Talonflame. Tornadus can set Tailwind if you want to go faster. Uxie's got Thunderwave and Trick Room.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's got a lot of good. And
Potential
I think
Scarfmon.
my
Yeah.
favorite I think my favorite part about this, and we should probably highlight that, is that Zygarde 50% is on his team, which is our current KO leader for the season.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I feel like in general, Terry's teams are usually kind of split on who gets their kills across every Pokemon. But this season he just gets all of his kills with Zygarde, which I guess that you did that back in season 18, so that guy's got some
Not
stuff
really. I
going
don't
for
feel
him.
like I was able to use him nearly as well as Terry is this season, and it looks really
Oh,
good here too.
am I confusing you for Griffin? I know Griffin had it
Griff went
before you.
crazy with
Yeah,
Zygarde.
yeah, it's coming back to me. I'm somewhat of a Zygarde hater. I think not having the ability and also being that speed stat is kind of rough. But Obviously, Thousand
All
Arrows
on
is just
that move.
the best spread move in the game. I mean, it's crazy. But I feel like, as per usual against Charles, you need to find a way to stabilize turn one, and then if you stop him from just taking over immediately, you're probably just gonna wear him down. If you get speed control against him, you probably just win the game too, because his guys are so frail. Also, I don't know, he's run Clangorous Soul in the past. Against all Pokemon with Omni Boost type situation moves, such as Dondozo or Como, you need to make sure that you're ready for that. I don't know if Terry's running Mirror Herb, but if he has Mirror Herb, you gotta make sure that's on the field when Como's doing his thing, or it won't do anything.
Yeah, fun new item that has seen some good use. I've
really
never used
like
it
it.
before. It seems a little situational to me, but when it's really, you're in that sort of situation, it works really well.
I think if Mirror Herb didn't exist, Dondozo would be way more impressive to play against in our league specifically. But because it does, counterplay is pretty omnipresent. But, alright, I'm going to turn it on, play with the sound off, lest I get overpowered.
There's Yuxi, like you were talking
We
about,
got the
besides
brain out
Zygarde,
here.
up against Tapu Koko and Gengar. So really, really hyper offense coming from Charles off the rip.
I mean, both these Pokemon are weakened to Thousand Arrows. Just instantly, though. Let me check the Terra types really quick. And it's running Terra Ground, which is not weak to Fairy, resist Poison, and immune to Electric. And I know that you hate, sorry. I know that you hate on the 100, 100, 100 stat spread. Zygarde's so bulky.
He is really bulky. However, we do have Terra Ice on that Tapu Koko right there.
Oh,
so
yes.
Immediately super threatening.
Yeah. I'm glad that we have the Terra preview in the game. If you see a Pokemon running Terra Ice, you know it has Terra Blast. In every situation, Terra Ice means it's running Terra Blast. Because Ice is never the right type to Terrastallize into defensively. Never, ever.
Oh, actually, crazy aside, I'm going to link this maybe later, I guess. Somebody did statistical analysis on the most common Terra types in OU on Smogon. And actually, guess what the last place one was?
Last?
The last place. Do you think it would be Ice?
I feel like it's got to be Psychic, right?
It's super Psychic. Oh my gosh. Psychic. So bad, offensively and defensively.
The only Pokemon that want to be running Terra Psychic are doubles Pokemon, like Indeedee with Expanding Porsche, you know? So you're not going to see it represented in singles at all. Psychic's a bad typing. But that's okay.
Those poor guys.
I guess we'll kick it off. I mean, I don't know. Do you think Tapu Koko could Oko Zygarde with a Terra Ice Blast? I guess it depends on the set.
Absolutely. Especially if he's Life Orb. I think that most Tapu Kokos do, and I think Charles has been. With Life Orb, I'm pretty sure that's not even a roll.
Oh, I don't... Like, if he Terra Grounds.
Oh, if he Terra Grounds, then that's probably not killing.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing I would either protect, swap, or Terra right here as Terry. That's fun to say. I don't know what Uxi's up to. I'm guessing it's going for Trick Room. That's kind of interesting. Obviously, Zygarde threatens you so much you don't want to just ignore it. But if Uxie sets Trick Room right here, you're kind of just screwed. I don't know like what the proper way to prioritize this is. I mean, I might even Terra Ice defensively and then double into Uxie. That might be my play. It's hard to know though.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
I'll just figure it out.
We do have an immediate Terra Ice.
There's
and
the
a Terra Ground. Oh, okay. It looks... Oh, so Charles goes for Zygarde instead. Does drop the special defense.
Right.
We have 1,000 arrows. Oh my gosh. Does save him with the Terra Ice, but sheesh.
And there's the Trick Room.
Yeah.
And there's Quark Drive speed. I mean, not to be a Debbie Downer, but how do you come back from this? It feels like the
I don't
game's
really know
already
either.
over.
Like, Yuxi put the Trick Room up, and now your super frail guys who are all weak to 1,000 arrows, even before Terra, are taking so much damage.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I know we talked about this a lot. You ran Terra Ground on Zygarde plenty of times, I remember, because it helps with your the weakness. Obviously, it gets you down from quad to double,
Mm-hmm.
and you only want to be hitting one move on this Pokemon usually, and it helps
I
that
think it's a
move.
fantastic Terra for him, just because, as you mentioned earlier, he is inherently very bulky. So the quad weakness was kind of initially put in place to help him be more manageable. So if you remove that while also upping his damage at the same time, like, he gets really scary all of a sudden.
I don't know. I mean, even if Trick Room didn't exist right here, he might be running extreme speed to pick off Coco, and then you're still down 3v2. But from
Mm-hmm.
where he's sitting, you can just keep hitting 1,000 arrows over and over again,
Oh,
especially
and
with
he
Helping
said,
Hand.
I'm a helping hand it.
Iron Treads is doomed. Goodbye.
Yeah, absolutely donezo.
I think I'm just gonna let it play out. We'll see who's in the back. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Iron Valiant,
Well, he,
also Quark Drive
he
speed.
does have wide guard.
Oh my
There
goodness,
it
you're
is.
right. Oh,
Yep. Oh, but he reads it and goes for the E speed. That was a great play.
this actually trips me
It's
up.
a psychic
I
move, I'm sure. Yeah,
and then
that was
Iron
just a great
Valiant
play
has
from Terry.
glass skin and paper bones and is going down to Focus Sash even for Muxie. That was a really good play by Terry. I think I screwed this up. I mean, Terry, I'd like to think maybe I'd be more familiar with wide guard users if I had a Pokemon like Zygarde, but I totally forgot that Iron Valiant gets that move.
It gets a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's just
it gets Encore.
what's
Like,
up.
it's got a lot of support moves. It gets Imprison, Trick
Oh,
Room. I mean, that
very
was
decisive.
a 4-turn game. I don't really know what to say. Once Terry got
Just seeing.
Trick Room up, the game was over.
Yeah,
This game one was super close. I appreciate Charles being a good sport about it. We'll see how game 2
you can't
goes.
not into Terry.
I
All
mean,
right.
what do you do? Do you have a way to stop Trick Room?
I do wonder. I think that Como-O, if it doesn't get Roar, gets Dragon Tail. So there are definitely ways for him to stop it from going up. And he's
Right.
also before run Imprison Trick Room on his Iron Valiant. Although with Wide Guard 2, that's 3 move slots gone, and I don't really know if you want to do that. So
I also think,
unlikely that
going
it
back to
is.
this first turn, I know I just said, is there any way to stop Trick Room? He probably could have just Shadow Balled Wild Charge Duxie or Shadow Balled T-Bolted Duxie right here, right? I mean, I know it's super bulky, but
Thunderbolt,
electric
probably.
electric terrain boosted Thunderbolt would do more damage than this Ice Blast will, and then we never
Mhm.
got to see how much Shadow Ball would do, but it did 40 to Zygarde. Surely it's doing some big damage to Uxie too.
That might be the play. Yeah, the double into something. Splitting up the damage definitely didn't help him out there. Let both of them stick around. They were both so crucial. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
What Terra type is Uxie running? That's important too. Flying. Okay. So it can get out of its ghost weakness, but that would make it resistance. That would make it weak to flying. I feel like that might be the play. I feel like varying your leads. You don't. None of these Pokemon want Trick Room up. Except not even Clefairy really, because it's just gonna hit Follow Me a million times anyway. You have to
Now,
stop that.
actually, crazy Clefairy tech. I don't know if Charles even has Clefairy anymore. It does get after you, and it's base like 30 something speed.
Oh, that could be cool. You get your fast guys
Mhm.
to go first.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, it's good into Zygarde, especially because he doesn't care about Follow Me. We'll see what Charles comes up with.
Yeah.
We
Terry
talked about
deciding
this
not to
earlier.
switch it up.
Terry said, I just wanted 4 turns. Okay, okay. I'd really like to see what we were talking about from Charles. Just double straight into it. Don't let Trick Room go up.
All right, we've got the exact same turn again, except we've got an immediate Terror Blast. Unfortunately, I don't know if Shadow Ball does kill.
No.
Yeah, that's really tough. And
I
another
think
very swift.
I think we're targeting the wrong guy here. That's
Although Zygarde does go down from Life Orb Chip.
oh boy. Zerg does get Dazzling Gleam. I don't know if he's running it. I assume he is. We'll find out right now.
We've got a double protect just to see what happens. He is, which is really tough with this Tapu Koko.
The game's over. You don't have any fairy resist. That's just gonna kill Tapu. Aegis Slash does a lot of damage too.
Can click Wide Guard here, which is nice. So if you can kill Xurkitree, you at least have a bit of a chance.
I mean, Aegis Slash goes first though. You can just OHKO the Wide Guard. I don't think it counts as an OHKO if it's 1%. You can just kill Iron Valiant, the Dazzling Gleam for
Well,
fun.
the Wide Guard is priority and sticks around though.
It sticks around?
Yeah.
What the heck? This move is crazy.
Oh, yeah, it sticks around. So, yeah, here it goes. So he can't use Dazzling Gleam here. Does kill with Shadow Sneak, but does Komo set up potentially? I think it sticks around. It should.
No way!
Yeah, I was
That's
about to say,
crazy!
I almost... Oh, but the Mirror Herb, I didn't even see that. I was waiting so intensely to
Oh
see
my
if
goodness,
that
I did too.
dropped.
How is Iron Valiant guarding this guy? It is a corpse on the ground. I'm
It's
so
like,
perturbed by that.
Quick Guard works the same way, too.
Right. I think I
Which is
have
pretty
run
sick.
Quick Guard once and Wide Guard 0 times, so that might explain why I don't know what I'm doing.
And this is applicable to you. Crafty Shield works the same way.
Oh, that's kind of fun. I will never run that move. I will never run that move, but it's good to know. Actually, I can see myself doing it. But, I know so obviously Aegislash is made of paper when it's in its sword form. I feel like you let yourself get out of Trick Room. You King Shield up. You hit him. You King Shield. You hit him.
Now, this could be crazy because, yeah, I think the Omni Boost is so good, but another crazy thing is that Aegislash also gets Wide Guard, and I think the really only way that Komoa gets out of this is by spamming Clinging Scales. So, the fact that he gets Wide Guard is so tough.
Yeah, you have to kill Xurkitree. Which might even... we don't know what item Xurkitree is holding. If this is Sash, he has no chance. If he's not Sash, you have to hit Clanging Scales every single turn until it goes down. But we'll find out. Oh, it does get rid of Zerk.
Yeah, so...
You're losing your defense, though, which sucks because this thing's so strong now. Ah! Oh, you're pinned. You revealed Shadow Sneak earlier. You hit it 48 times in a row. Yeah. Oh, Terry wants to... he's a nice guy. He's giving him a chance.
Oh, because it protects potentially? No. Yeah. Looks like it's over.
Yeah. Terry just wanted the kill on Uxie, I think. He could have easily Shadow Sneaked right there. But, I don't know. I mean, those were both pretty decisive. I don't feel like Terry was on the back foot for really any of that.
That Mirror Herb tech on Aegislash was super cool, and honestly, worked. I'm so glad that it came to light. Like, it worked well, and he had it out whenever the Omnibus went off. Really makes that switch that he made in Trick Room to Aegislash make a lot of sense. He kind of saw that coming and decided he was going to steal the Omnibus for himself too.
No, I'm not trying to... I don't remember, like, exactly who these players were, but I'm telling you, Cram Goose versus Alex Season 18 changed the world. It brought Mirror Herb into heights it's never before seen.
If only we had the replays.
If only we had the replays. I mean, Mirror Herb is so situational, but so good. I feel like Nate and Charles, you're both seeing that right now, where it's like, oh, I can never hit Clangristle, or I can't bring Dondozo, or I give my opponent a Pokemon that's just as
Mm.
good, if not better than mine,
Mm-hmm.
which sucks. As we develop in our strategies, it's getting really hard to do stuff like that without falling into a big counter play immediately.
Yeah, people kind of understand the game just so much better. And we've really been able to mess around with Terra and Gen 9 mechanics for a long time, so people are really cluing into, yeah, just how strong stuff like Mirror Herb and Covert Cloak and Clear Amulet are.
Yeah, not. I mean, obviously, there's so many moving parts that work in a game, but I feel like the only chance Charles had to win that game is that line we talked about where you Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, or Wild Charge into Uxie turn one. Once Trick Room went up, the game was seemingly unwinnable.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone
Trick Room,
knows
man.
the Five Nights in Trick Room meme. Well, I don't feel like there's much more to be said. This is gonna be a shorter one than the Joe Shark game. There are less moving parts going on. Trick Room went up. You hit the one move that does a lot of damage on Zygarde. He got more KOs to add to his throne. I think that's really all there was to say.
It was good stuff. I think that, yeah, Terry just prepped really well, and I think it showed, and he knew what his win cons were. Went for him.
Makes me happy to see Terry doing well in his send-off season. He will be sorely missed for the time that he's taken off. Alrighty. I'll probably just close the recording here. Thanks for joining me for both these, Jack. I hope you all enjoy it.
Thanks, man.